In today's video, I'm going to be talking about naming and designing our nightclubs. Now, before we jump into any of the discussion today, I want to know, what are you guys going to be calling your nightclub? This topic seems to be so popular, trying to figure out what people are going to call their clubs. And I guess because there's a lot of references in the GTA series, like if you go back to Vice City or the Ballad of Gay Tony, are people going to call it the Malibu Club or Mason at 9 or, Hercules or something like that? Or are they going to call it a nightclub from maybe pop culture, like movies and TV shows, like The Lone Digger, or maybe even something like the Babylon Club from Scarface? There's a lot of references to that. So what are you guys going to be calling your nightclub in the comments down below? Let me know right now. I think you guys are going to come up with some pretty creative options. I think I'm going to go for one from either pop culture or either GTA, like Vice City or something like that. But I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Now, the reason we know we're going to be able to name our nightclubs in Grand Theft Auto Online is from a very short snippet in the teaser trailer that actually showed sort of a custom sign on the inside. It said Tony's and then some word underneath that you really couldn't read in any further. So because of that, and because we saw Tony Prince at the end of the trailer, one would assume that Rockstar set up this trailer to have Tony Prince as like the main guy, like his club, and we'll be able to change the sign and whatnot. You could also see like some decorations on there. It looks really cool. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we get further into the video, but that is how we know we're going to be able to name our nightclubs. All right, so let's get into naming our nightclubs and how I think that's going to work. So I've stated in previous videos that I don't think the already name brand nightclubs are going to be available for us to purchase. So like Bahama Mamas, Cockatoos, Tequila La, The Vault. I think these are all nightclubs that might be opened up to the public like the Vanilla Unicorn is, but because they're already established brands, I don't see us being able to own them and customize them and change them. So unfortunately, we won't be modifying those. Instead, I think we're going to be modifying our own nightclub style warehouses. And because of that, we're going to be able to change the interior. Now, unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be any signage on the outside, which is kind of unfortunate. Like, it would be cool to have a massive sign on the outside saying your nightclub's name. But because there's a chance, like apartments and houses, that you will be sharing this building with someone else that has chosen the exact same location, Rockstar wouldn't want to put anything on the outside that would make it, look like it was personalized or customized for any one specific person. So now that we've got all those disclaimers out of the way, let's talk about how that could work. So let's start with the very first business we had to name our property, and that was the CEO office, which didn't offer a ton. Essentially, it gives us 3 options. We can choose a name, which I think we are only given 15 characters. So again, you're going to be sort of limited with that. Luckily, the Malibu Club fit for me pretty nicely, so I was able to go with that. You are also able to change your font. There's quite a number of font options. I think there's 13 in total, although a lot of them don't make sense. Again, for a nightclub, I would suspect Rockstar would give us different fonts. For these business ones, some of them are super hard to read or very military-esque. And unless someone's creating like a military style nightclub, I wouldn't suspect that. And then you can change between different colors: black, sort of a grayish silver, yellow, light blue, purple, orange, red, and green. So again, really only 3 options right there. Not a ton of customization you could do. The plaque in the background is the same. So the CEO office is the first one in which we could do that. Let's move on to the second business in which we could do that, and that is the Biker MC Clubhouse. Now, the MC Clubhouse gives us a little bit more options, which I think is pretty cool. The MC Clubhouse allows us to put our own emblem on the club, which I think is quite nice. Now, I don't know how Rockstar is going to go about doing this, if they will allow us to put our own emblem on there as well. They seem to have a pattern of doing that. We saw this feature used not only on the MC Clubhouse, but also in the facility as well, where your logo is stamped all over the place. So it would not shock me if Rockstar allowed that. Now, if you don't have a social club crew logo, like you guys can see mine on the screen right now, they have a bunch of default options you can choose from, like a pair of dice or like a skull and crossbones or a target or something like that. So it would be cool to be able to put our own custom logo on the club. If that's the case, I'm totally going to redesign my crew emblem. so that it actually looks official and not like a Mr. Boss logo square, which is fine for like car shows and whatnot. But for a nightclub, I'd want it to look, a little bit fancier than that. So they have that as sort of an extra, and they also have the same club name feature from the CEO office. The only thing different here is you've got different colors. You have the same number of characters you can use. You have the same number of fonts. You've just got different colors. Now it's black, gray, white, orange, red, green, yellow, and blue. So slightly different colors right there. But again, it's really the exact same process where you just select the name, the font, and ultimately the color. After that, it's the facility. Now, the facility doesn't give us an option to name it, but as I did mention earlier, we can put like our logo all over the place. I think the only thing we can gather from the facility here is maybe the facility graphics. I could see something like this being used on our nightclub walls and whatnot. So that's one thing we need to think of right there. And same with facility style, although that's like really similar to just like choosing a color like what we see in the office. So that's not really all that special or all that unique. After that, the hangar. Really, the only thing I can get from the hangar is floor graphics. And floor graphics might be important because of how important the dance floor is going to be in this new building, the nightclub. So I could see Rockstar totally utilizing something like this, giving us 9 options to choose from with different dance floor patterns. Another place that gives us nice dance floor patterns, or at least a potential to see something similar like that, is the custom auto shop. So the custom auto shop has something really similar where you can choose between a bunch of different floor patterns. Now, all of these aren't necessarily like dance floors. Some of them obviously wouldn't make a lot of sense for dance floors, but you get the idea here. You get to choose between the different floor designs. I think Rockstar is going to carry that over into the nightclubs, and all of them will be different prices depending on which one you ultimately select. Let's move back to the office garage, where I think we'll have a better idea of more options Rockstar will give us. The first one is lighting. So I think lights are going to be a big part of this nightclub, like I think all lights and nightclubs are. They're kind of connected at the hip. And the office garage gives us sort of a nice little selection of what that could be like. Different lighting styles that we choose from with different shapes and potentially in different locations. So I think that could work really well. And then getting back to sort of the signage that I touched on earlier, you guys know that you can select between different signs in your office garage. Now with this one, you can't change the name. It's 1A, 1B, 1C, etc. But you can change the font if it has like a little plate on the back. So again, maybe that's more options that Rockstar could give us right there in terms of designing and naming the nightclub itself. So that right there is how I think designing and naming nightclubs is going to work in Grand Theft Auto Online. I think it's going to be pretty straightforward and also reuse a lot of the features we already have from the existing buildings, potentially just adding 1 or 2 more new things. That's kind of what I'm thinking Rockstar is going to do here. But I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know what you think Rockstar is going to do in terms of naming and designing the clubs. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.